day, fellow personalization specialists. This is Lori Champagne with another how-to video on engraving. Today we have a little bit of an odd one. Customer brought me in this carbon fiber shifter knob. He says, "Can you engrave it?" And I'm like, yeah, probably, maybe. It was $69, so if I mess it up, I'll replace it for him. That's not too terrible. I had him draw a rectangle on top to show me exactly where he wanted the engraving to go, and I'd like to run a test. And whereas, yes, I know I can cover it with masking tape or something else and run my laser on it just gently, I was a little bit hesitant because I didn't want to leave a shadow if it didn't work quite right. So I looked around the house for another ball that was this size. And now that I think about it, I probably should have just used a Christmas ornament, but I always go to the refrigerator first. And I found this orange. And the orange wasn't quite the right size, so I kind of squeezed it up with a couple of rubber bands. And now I'm going to run my test on this orange. Running the orange in the laser wasn't exactly a complete failure, but as you can see, it's really hard to see. And I'd like a much better visual, so I think I'll set this aside and eat it later. But I did manage to find a styrofoam ball, and I covered it with masking tape and then hit it with some paint and then lasered into that. And whereas it looks great when it's head on like this, if you actually look at the D, you can see that the circle is now a stretched out oval. Same thing with the O over here. The R is not that great either. So I think I'm going to shrink my artwork just a little tiny bit and put on a whole bunch of layers of tape onto the carbon fiber ball and see what happens if I just laser it really, really lightly into the tape. See if it bothers me. In order to make sure that I'm engraving the ball with the lines going in the proper direction and that the apex is the center of my engraving, I put two pieces of tape down here where I'll be able to see them that follow the horizontal lines of the ball. The other thing that I'm going to do is use a piece of cardboard, like you see here, and I'm going to cut a hole into the cardboard so that way the shifter knob hole will go straight into that and I'll know exactly where the apex is. And I'll use my center engraving function on the laser. As you can see, I've cut a hole in my cardboard and cut little rectangles on either side to match up with where my masking tape is. That will help to keep the engraving horizontal with the lines in the carbon fiber. I've already engraved it, and as you can see, it's not too bad. You got a little bit of stretching on the ovals, but overall I gotta go with that's pretty good. So I think I'm going to take off the tape and engrave it for real. I'm ready to put the film onto the shifter knob, and I'm going to first clean it off with a little bit of alcohol to get off the marker that the customer put on there. Oh, I hope it comes off. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now it's all on my hand instead of on the gear shift knob, but that will work fine. Photo Abrasive, or Iconics as they are known now, has this marvelous orange film. And what I love about this film is it really, really, really stretches. And on something like this, where you don't want little lines going into your artwork, this film is fantastic. It's repositionable and will go down nice and flat. If you occasionally have a little line in it, like right there, you're okay. It's not going to hurt it too bad. Okay, pull this side back up and pull it down a little bit. Give it a little stretch. And down flat it goes. All right. I'm not too worried about that little air bubble either. That'll be okay. All righty, we're ready to laser it for real. Here's the result of lasering. From straight on, it looks great. But as you can see, it did get a lot of distortion in the letters, but I think it's going to work out just fine despite that. I'm going to take it to the wrap it up first and then take it to the sandblaster, give it some depth, and then give it a silver fill. This is Lori Champagne reminding you to never stop creating.